Hi folks, I thought I would record a little video to help some of you with your searching for primary sources to add to your final project. Several of you have asked about that, and so here is an example. I'm going to use Alligator River National Wildlife Refuge because it's a place I'm familiar with, but also because it's one that nobody picked this time. And so I think this will make a good example for you. So here we are at the Alligator River main page, and I'm going to pull down the management plan, see if I can find it. Probably, let's see, maybe under resource management. And we've got some information here with the seasons and the habitat types and wildlife and habitat. I probably would go to, at this point, I don't really need the full management plan, but if you've already downloaded that, you can find this information in the management plan itself. But I think probably the best place to look for things that might be searchable in the library is this wildlife and habitat spot. So go into that. And we've got some information here about, let's see, it says we've got wetland habitats, we've got black bear, white-tailed deer, red wolves. I know we can look up stuff about the bear and the deer and the wolves. There's some marsh birds. So those are other ones we could look up. We've got a bird list here, so you could look up any of these species of birds, any one of these that are going to be in particularly managed for. Let's see, endangered and threatened species are always good ones because there's usually some research about those out there. Red cockaded woodpeckers, I know there's literature on that. American alligators, we already talked about the red wolf and the black bear. What else have we got here? Habitat types. We've got, looks like mostly wetland, and it says human development activities have affected the refuge's plant communities over time. So might be able to find some interesting things in there. Isn't that pretty? It's such a lovely, lovely refuge, actually. And kind of talks a little bit. Oh, here we go. Atlantic white cedar forest, bay forest, brackish marsh. So all of those are things that you could search on to find scientific work on like Atlantic white cedar forests, for example. So we've got some ideas of things that we should be looking up so that we can then look at the Alligator River's management plan and assess what we're finding in as science to what they've put in their plan. So as an example, I'm going to go back over to the classroom. I'm going to pull up the library. This library. And wait till that pops up. And here we are at the home page on the library. And for me, the easiest thing to do if I'm just doing a general search is to pop over here to the Google Scholar bar. Google Scholar, if you haven't tried it, is a really great resource. It works just like regular Google does, except instead of searching websites and the sort, it searches for scholarly work. And the benefit to doing it through the library rather than just in your browser without going through the library's portal is that your results will show whether they are available in our library or not. And so you don't have to do double duty, find it in Google Scholar on your own and then go into the library and see if you can find it. So I find this to be a really nice shortcut. So I'm going to start with red wolves. Let's just put red wolf in here and see what happens. Now I maybe should have put the scientific name, Canis rufus, but I thought I'd start there, and here we go. Look at all of the things that have popped up about red wolf. We've got articles, some recent ones, some older ones, and any place where it says PDF, that means you can actually get the PDF online. Oops, there we go. See? Ta-da! And any place where it says full text at APIS will take you to wherever it is that we have access to it through our library. So here's that. Oh, except that link is not the right one, of course, because that would be too easy. Normally that works just fine. So at any rate, the red wolves, you can get it through that PDF, and that's just the way to do it. You get a PDF or the full text. In some places, like here we go, here's a conservation biology article. full text at APUS, that sort of thing. One of the things that you can do is customize your list. And for one thing, I usually uncheck include patents and uncheck include citations. Although having the citations included is nice because you might find papers that cited a work you'd be interested in, and that's kind of a good rabbit hole to go down, but I would say for your purposes, get rid of those and reduce your list, and that's really helpful. And then if you're looking for, let's say that your management plan was done in 2012, well then you could come over here and click on since 2012 and only get stuff that's been published since they did the plan. And then that will help you to critique and analyze the plan. Although that's not to say that folks didn't ignore existing work when they did the plan. So it's not that you should not look at older work. But I think for the purposes of this project, unless your plan is super new, a good approach is to just look at things that have come out since the plan was published, because that was going to be a good way to critique and analyze the plan and see if what they're doing for management still meets the criteria as we know it for that species. So after all those refinements to our search, we still have 124,000 results. But you can see here, just doing a quick scroll through, all these different ones that are either completely available through APUS or have PDFs available. So there's plenty to look at here. You could do this with anything. You could do it with, we could have done it with white cedar forest, we could do it with black bear, we could do it with deer. If you were doing a site that had a particular kind of, let's say, like aspen forests, you could do aspen. If you have elk, if you have, so concentrate on the habitat types and the species that are being managed for in your plan, and that's how you should narrow down looking for the scientific literature. Then use your textbook to help you with the more general things, the way that particular policies are being met, some of the general topics that we've talked about like connectivity and water management and all that sort of stuff. That's where you can integrate your textbook. These things, all the critique and analysis, are worth a full 30% of your grade on your paper and project. So don't ignore them, because then even if you did A+ work on everything else in your paper, the best you could do on this paper is a C, and it's worth quite a bit of your grade. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of extra guidance on that, and if you have any problems or need more help, please let me know. I hope you all are doing well, and I'll talk to you soon.